Hello and welcome to this month's Wealth Update presented by Martin Wealth Solutions. My name is Jim Martin. I'm joined by Sam Benson and Justin Swisher. Gentlemen, thank you for being here. We're excited about this month's recording. We've got some great information to cover. Without further ado, let's just jump right in. Sam, how did the market perform in February?
Yeah, Jim, volatility returned in February, giving back, the markets gave back some of their gains from the previous month of January. The Dow Jones was down 2.6%, the S&P was off 4.19%, and the NASDAQ, as has been the story for the year, was actually the leader, down only 1.1%. Justin, what are we looking for coming up this month in March for what investors should be aware of?
Yeah, Sam, investors should be aware of some numbers that are coming out. We're going to be getting some new employment numbers as well as getting new CPI or inflation numbers. But Jim, how do you think those CPI and inflation numbers are going to affect the market?
Well, the market is going to be very sensitive to inflation. It's looking for inflation to drop. But if inflation is still persistent like it's been for quite a while here, the market will not love that. That means the Federal Reserve is going to continue to raise rates. So for short-term investors, you got to be really nervous. But for long-term investors, you just got to come to the conclusion that eventually inflation is going to drop and these things are going to right-size themselves. And, our investors are long-term investors. That's the value of a plan and why it's ever so important to take a long-term approach on the market, because we saw in January where we had a great month and then we gave some of that back in February. Markets are up and down. They don't work in a linear fashion. So this will be a recurring theme as we do these recordings, because we're going to see this month over month. Without further ado, the market's the market, but we've got some really big things going on in our office. We had a debate at lunch about who had the very best pet. I know this is very silly, but at lunch, you know how these conversations work. And I'm not talking about the cutest pet. I'm talking about the best pet. And one of the questions we had was who had the best. So our team got together and they said, well, you know what? Let's take a look at some of those amazing animals that are out there that reside in our houses. And this is Finley. Finley is Justin. Justin, what kind of dog? Is that a man or a dog?
He is a golden doodle, and he just celebrated his 4th birthday last week.
Well, he's a very cute dog. You should be very proud of Finley. And then we've got Casey's dog. And Casey's dog, this is a great dog. And what a fantastic picture there. That's at Casey's spread where she lives. And Buckley is looking very handsome there. But, I think we need to move over to the very best animals here really quickly. And we'll start with Abby. And yes, I am trying to influence the competition by putting a picture of a baby and a dog together. That is Abby.
I think that's cheating.
Hey, if you're like Earnhardt said, if you ain't rubbing, you ain't racing. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And we've got Abby there. She's a very vicious 10-pound Jack Russell Chihuahua mix that we love very dearly. And this is our cat Rocky, who is very noble and sleek. And both of those were rescues. I'm still trying to win this competition, guys. But they're great animals. And then, I'm not sure what's happening in this picture, Sam, but what is that, a weasel? What is that in that? In a beautiful dog?
Pretty close to a weasel, actually. It's a ferret. And her name is Coda, and that's Maple that you see there. She is our Aussie Pom, Australian Shepherd Pomeranian mix. And those cute baby brown eyes are asking her mama if that's a chew toy that we got her.
I bet she is, and I know how much your family and especially your daughter love the ferret, love Coda. So that's great. What a unique, fun pet. And then we're going to round it out with Whitney's, I don't know the name of this cat. She calls it the devil cat. I think you can infer your own meaning from it. It is very cute, but very feisty from what I understand. So that's our animals. Look, if you want to send me a personal email and let me know how mine are number one, you're welcome to. By the way, if you have some pet pictures you want us to show on our next video, send them in. We will be glad to. We love seeing those kinds of things. But without further ado, let's just jump right in here. Sam, we've got some financial tips this month. What should folks be looking for?
Well, it's a timely financial tip. There's been some news about banks and depositors with FDIC insurance. So, for one thing, we want to remind everybody that if you have large sums of cash at a bank, your deposit is insured by the federal government, but only up to $250,000, and that hasn't changed for some time. So you do want to consider moving your money if you have in excess of $250,000. You want to move that to different places to take advantage of the insurance. But also in a rising inflationary environment where interest rates are now more favorable for savers than they've been in a long time, you want to make sure you're putting your money to work. And there are ways to do that with 3- and 5-year contracts currently paying as much as 5.4% in the market. So if you have some questions around that, give us a call. Justin?
Yeah, another timely tip out there is just to remember that you can still make your 2022 Roth and traditional IRA contributions up until April. So keep an eye out for that. You still have time to get those done, and make sure that for contributions for 2023, you make some changes to those because those contribution limits have increased. So I just want to kick it over to Jim before we wrap things up. I know he's got a bucket list item that he wants to talk about.
Yeah, gentlemen, thanks for the insight and information. We appreciate it. Great looking animals. I know they bring you a lot of joy, so thanks for sharing your pictures of that. And I do want to hit on what Sam mentioned around the rates. Look, if you have money that's in checking or savings and it's not earning, more than, let's say, 4% right now, I really want you to give us a call. There are some great opportunities out there in the fixed income space for very safe investments that earn 4.5%, 4.4%, all kinds of great rates out there. Let's have a conversation about that and make sure your money is working for you. And the reason we want our money to work for us is really simple, because we want to be able to do really cool things like this. Here is a bucket list item for anybody trying to think about really cool, fun things to do. We have a client who went out to the Green River. The Green River is in Utah. And you'll see on this picture, they have rafting trips. And this is not like class like 5 rapids. These are guided trips going down. You get to fish. You get to go down canyons. They provide and cook steaks and food. And you can do 3, 4, 5-day trips. Really great for those people that are a little younger at heart and have some adventure left in them and want that. It is not 5 stars. So this is not the Ritz-Carlton kind of thing. But if you're looking for a really cool thing, check out the Green River in Utah and just go out to Google and search for it. I don't have any recommendation on this company that's up on the screen, but just wanted to make sure folks knew there were some really neat things to do. And they're pretty affordable. These are not super expensive kind of ideas. But more than anything, I really want to thank you for listening to the video. Hope you got some use out of it. If you have any questions, always reach out to us. We are happy to help. We'll be back next month. Remember, plan well and retire happy.